Ever wondered who wins the cola wars, Pepsi or Coca-Cola? To find out, we need to take a step back in history. Our journey begins in the late 19th century, a time when the world was rapidly changing and new inventions were transforming everyday life. Amidst this whirlwind of innovation, two remarkable beverages emerged: Coca-Cola and Pepsi. Coca-Cola, the brainchild of pharmacist John Stith Pemberton, made its debut in 1886 in Atlanta, Georgia. Pemberton's original concoction was a blend of coca leaves and cola nuts, intended as a medicinal elixir. It was his bookkeeper, Frank Robinson, who came up with the catchy name Coca-Cola, and with that, a legend was born. Yet, the road to success wasn't easy for Coca-Cola. The company struggled with financial difficulties in its early years, nearly going bankrupt on several occasions. But, with resilience and ingenuity, Coca-Cola managed to survive, laying the groundwork for the global empire we know today. Meanwhile, 12 years later in 1898, another pharmacist, Caleb Bradham, introduced his own carbonated concoction to the world, Pepsi-Cola. Originally named Brad's Drink, Pepsi was also marketed as a healthful beverage. Bradham believed his drink aided digestion, coining the name Pepsi from the word dyspepsia, meaning indigestion. But Pepsi too had its fair share of challenges. The company faced bankruptcy twice, once in 1923 due to the fluctuating sugar prices after World War I, and again during the Great Depression. Each time, however, Pepsi bounced back, proving its resilience in the face of adversity. From their inception, both Coca-Cola and Pepsi were destined for a carbonated clash. These two giants, born from humble beginnings, have grown into worldwide phenomena, their histories intertwined in a never-ending dance of competition. Their struggles and triumphs have shaped not only their own destinies but also the landscape of the global beverage industry. From their inception, both Coca-Cola and Pepsi were destined for a carbonated clash. Coca-Cola and Pepsi didn't become household names overnight. Their rise to popularity is a story of innovation, marketing genius, and a whole lot of fizz. In the early 20th century, Coca-Cola was the first to burst onto the scene. The company understood the power of advertising from the get-go. They splashed their name on calendars, clocks, and even murals, quickly becoming a symbol of the American way of life. Their most iconic campaign, the "I'd like to buy the world a Coke" ad from the early 70s, tapped into the era's zeitgeist of peace and unity, solidifying Coca-Cola's position in the hearts of consumers. Meanwhile, Pepsi was playing catch-up. In the Great Depression, they took a gamble that paid off enormously. By offering a 12-ounce bottle for the same nickel price as Coca-Cola's 6-ounce bottle, Pepsi became the choice for cost-conscious customers. This strategy, combined with their Pepsi Generation campaign in the 60s, allowed Pepsi to position itself as the drink for the youthful, forward-thinking crowd. As television took center stage in the mid-20th century, both cola giants understood the medium's potential. They began sponsoring shows and enlisting celebrities for their commercials. Remember when Michael Jackson's hair caught fire while filming a Pepsi commercial? Or when Coca-Cola introduced the world to the polar bear family in the 90s? These memorable moments were more than just commercials, they were cultural events. In the digital age, both brands have continued to innovate. Coca-Cola's Share a Coke campaign, where bottles were personalized with names, was a viral hit, making every Coke drinker feel special. Pepsi, on the other hand, has leveraged social media to engage with younger demographics, like their emoji-filled "Say It With Pepsi" campaign. Their strategic moves led to a soda showdown that continues to this day. Whether it's through unforgettable ad campaigns, clever marketing strategies, or simply the irresistible fizz of their beverages, both Coca-Cola and Pepsi have secured their places in the pantheon of pop culture. It's a testament to their adaptability and understanding of their consumers, proving that in the world of cola, it's not just about the taste, it's about the experience. The cola war isn't confined to the US, it's a global battle with each brand vying for the top spot in countries around the world. Picture this, a world map, sprinkled with red and blue dots, each representing the stronghold of Coca-Cola and Pepsi respectively. From the bustling streets of Tokyo to the quiet lanes of rural India, from the beaches of Australia to the cafes of France, the battle is as fizzy as the drinks themselves. In the early days of their rivalry, Coca-Cola and Pepsi started to realize that the thirst for their beverages wasn't just an American phenomenon. People around the globe were craving that carbonated sweetness. So they began to expand, setting their sights on international markets. Coca-Cola was the first to go global, establishing a presence in Europe as early as the 1920s. Pepsi followed suit, but it wasn't until after World War II that they really started to focus on international expansion. But here's where it gets interesting. They didn't just export their American drinks and hope for the best. No, they tailored their products and marketing strategies to suit local tastes and preferences. In Japan, for instance, Coca-Cola introduced a green tea-flavored version of their drink. Meanwhile, Pepsi launched a cucumber-flavored soda, appealing to the unique palate of the Japanese market. In India, both brands faced a unique challenge. How do you sell a cold beverage in a country where people prefer hot drinks? The solution? Marketing their drinks as refreshing antidotes to the country's intense heat. But it wasn't just about creating new flavors or clever marketing campaigns. Both brands also had to navigate a maze of local regulations and cultural sensitivities. For example, in some Middle Eastern countries, Pepsi had to change its blue color to a more neutral tone due to cultural associations. The result of all these efforts? A truly global domination by these two cola giants. From the Americas to Asia, from Europe to Africa, you'll find people sipping on a Coca-Cola or a Pepsi. The battle for global domination has made the cola war a worldwide phenomenon. So the next time you pop open a can of your favorite cola, remember, you're not just enjoying a fizzy drink, you're part of a global story that's been bubbling for over a century. Scene script. Fast forward to today and the cola war is still raging. But who's leading the charge in this fizzy fight? Let's start with market share and sales. When it comes to global soft drink market share, Coca-Cola still holds the crown with a substantial lead over Pepsi. However, in certain parts of the world, particularly in Asia and the Middle East, Pepsi is the preferred choice, showing that regional preferences play a significant role in this cola competition. Sales figures paint a similar picture. Coca-Cola's revenue for the previous year was significantly higher than Pepsi's. Yet, it's worth noting that PepsiCo's portfolio extends beyond beverages to include popular snack brands, a strategic diversification that has helped them stay competitive. Moving on to marketing, both brands have been shaking things up with innovative campaigns. Coca-Cola's Share a Coke campaign, which swapped the iconic logo for common names, was a global hit, creating a personal connection with consumers. Meanwhile, Pepsi has been making waves with its nostalgic Pepsi Generations campaign, which brought back vintage logos and packaging, striking a chord with both older and younger generations. In terms of product innovation, both brands are continually evolving to meet changing consumer tastes. Coca-Cola has ventured into new segments with products like Coca-Cola Energy and Coca-Cola Plus Coffee, appealing to consumers looking for a caffeine boost. On the other hand, Pepsi has focused on healthier options with initiatives like Pepsi Zero Sugar and its expansion into non-carbonated beverages. So who's winning the cola war? Well, it's a tough call. While Coca-Cola may lead in market share and sales, Pepsi's diversified portfolio and innovative marketing strategies make it a formidable competitor. What's clear is that both brands are not resting on their laurels. They're continuously innovating, experimenting, and pushing the boundaries to keep their fizz alive in the hearts of consumers worldwide. The cola war is far from over, with each brand continually innovating to stay on top. Now that we've seen how Pepsi and Coca-Cola rose to fame and continue to battle it out, it's time for you to join the cola war. So, are you ready to take sides? Consider conducting your own taste test. Gather your friends or family, pour a glass of Pepsi and a glass of Coca-Cola, and get sipping. Remember, there's no right or wrong answer here. It all comes down to your personal preference. Do you find yourself leaning towards Pepsi's sweeter profile, or are you more of a Coca-Cola aficionado, appreciating its classic, crisp flavor? Now let's talk about popular opinions. While some swear by Pepsi's bold, full-bodied taste, others can't get enough of Coca-Cola's perfect balance of sweet and tart. You see, the cola war is not just about the beverages themselves, but also about the memories and experiences we associate with them. Maybe you remember sipping on a Pepsi at your favorite concert, or maybe Coca-Cola was always the star of your family barbecues. Moreover, it's not just about the taste, is it? The innovative marketing tactics used by both brands have undoubtedly played a huge role in shaping our preferences. From unforgettable Super Bowl commercials to celebrity endorsements, each brand has its own way of sparking joy and creating a connection with their audience. So, what's your cola story? What makes you reach for a can of Pepsi or Coca-Cola? Is it the taste, the marketing, or simply nostalgia? It's time to share your thoughts. We invite you to join this fizzy conversation. Are you #Team Pepsi or #Team Coca-Cola? Do you admire Pepsi's daring and innovative spirit? Or do you appreciate Coca-Cola's timeless appeal and consistency? So, who wins the cola war for you, Pepsi or Coca-Cola? Comment down below with your favorite, and remember to hit that subscribe button to stay updated on all things fizzy.